think I am gone live after quite some time, but I don't know, is anyone even here? Doesn't matter. I'm just waiting on Slurry to get into a pipe just after changing fields. That's kind of what the delay was, that, and I spent half an hour trying to figure out how to live stream off the DJI, which I couldn't get to work. So, waiting patiently. So I'm not sure what the crack is. Waiting patiently for Slurry to come up the pipe. I can see it's just coming up behind me there now. How are things, everyone? How's everyone doing? Sorry about the delay. Yeah, it's just half an hour pricking with this to try and get this to work, and I could not. And then I had to change fields. So we changed fields. Slurry is in the pipe. We have a Slurry, and we're away. Last time I tried to do this, as in live stream, oh geez, it must be 2 years ago or that, 3 years ago maybe. Not a chance could I get it to work. Okay, how's Slurry there? 11,000 there. Give it to it there if you can. So just get my AB line set up. It's a strange experience. So we are a good distance now from the pump. We have everything off the back, and I have all the blue and the black off the front. So that is, give it more there if you can. Give it whatever you can there. It seems to have gone thick.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. There's some of that tanks wouldn't have been the thinnest others, but where are you getting?
It's down at 8,000 there now, but I have a bit of a kink in the pipe where I'm just after pulling it, so I might come out of it a bit, but give it whatever you can.
We're fairly flat out there now.
Okay, well, hopefully it'll pick up when you pull that thicker tank. It should pick up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we are trying to do the maths. We have 500 meters of 4 1/3 down, then we have 800 meters of 4-inch blue pipe, which is 1,300 meters, plus a 200 meter black pipe. We're 1,500 meters down, and I still have 2 more fields to go that way.
Pretty much far out there now.
Okay, I'll let you know when I get the king pulled out of the pipe and see what I have. So we're a long ways down. We've the second pump running, so Liv is running that at the minute. We've that put in at 700 meters, and yeah, I'll get to reading comments once I not run into this hedge here beside me, and I get my AB line set, and then I do the nice thing of just stick on the B. Is Bro on the job? Bro is not on the job. He is in college at the minute in Letterfrack doing woodworking. He wants to be a woodwork teacher. Right, that's after picking up there to 15. So how is the back doing? Back is perfect. 2 visits to the physio person, and he had me straightened out. No bother. I've had no issues, no pain, no nothing with it since. So I have it. Brilliant job. Brilliant job. Couldn't recommend enough. You have back pain, go see someone who does physio. Super job. Sorted me out, so thank you. Yeah. Everything seems to be going just we're putting it out at 3,000 gallons to the acre. So where we are doesn't normally get too much slurry. So I'm gonna have to lean in to see comments here. What do you think of the 62 series just after buying the 6255? Well, this tractor I'm in at the minute, it says 02 on the clock, but this tractor has to be on 30,000 hours. Has to hit 30,000 hours this year. We put it on the pipes at 20,000 hours, and even though the clock says nothing, it got someone in its past life, but basically the man we bought it off for, it was traded into, tried to wind the clock, and it had a new exhaust on it, and then trying to wind the clock, it broke the clock and it just reads 2. But a new exhaust, the exhaust burns off every 10,000 hours or so. So that's how we know. And then we burnt another exhaust off it before we put on this, and it's been on this job now 10 years. That's all it's done is pipe. Apart from the time we took it off to go at grain when we used the wide tyres. So pressure is climbing there, so that's not too bad. So yeah, no, the 62s are, yeah. They have, like every tractor has things that go wrong once they hit certain hours. Like exhaust burns out at 10,000 hours, the Dynashift paddle goes 12 to 15,000 hours, the clutch switch in the pedal goes. Now this tractor, we've had issues with the half shaft bearings because of the wide wheels, and fun fact, it was always this side, the right hand side went, not the left hand side. And you would think it would be the left hand side because that would be the, drop my B. You'd think it would be the left hand side because the left hand side would be in the hedge and would be the one that would be getting jump off a water cut when you'd be trying to dodge cars and lorries. But no, so the right hand side is the one that always went. So just after turning, hoping I didn't get it twisted. No, we're good. Sometimes just the pipe just isn't the way I want it in the field, and you just gotta be careful going around the corner. Can anyone let me know anything on the 3095? Absolutely flipping nothing. That's just the honest truth about it. I think tonight he's going to finish putting back in the gearbox. We're working on the sprayer there for the last while, getting it serviced up. Still not finished. Got a new starter on it, and Father Phil's in the process of changing the tyres on it. So yeah, I'm going to have a trick with this and see can I. Oh, now I think I might get on better live chat. I can see the comments. I've never done this before, or it's been that long. And part of the reason I actually decided I'd do this, well, one, I had no video because we're just at Slurry, and you've seen one Slurry video, you've seen a lot of Slurry videos. And the other one was when I was in France with Michelin. I was talking to a German couple, and their whole channel, or they had a whole like Twitch thing where they just live stream working. I thought it was pretty cool, and I always wanted to give it a go, and now's as good as opportunity as any because I'm up on top of the hill. I think my signal is pretty good. Let me know, is this coming through good? Or can you hear me? Is everything good? If not, let me know. Do you have any calves already? No, we've no calves yet. I actually got a text from one of our suppliers last night to see what the crack was, and I told him when they're a month old. So he says they'll be a month old the 24th of February, so that's when the first calves will arrive. So that's when we'll get the first guys in. So we'll see how we go from there. So if you have any questions, anything you want to ask me, hit me there in the comments. We'll go for this for maybe an hour, maybe less, I don't know. You're gonna make up things up. Where are we working today? We are working outside of Brideswell, in County Roscommon. So we're just up on top of a hill at the minute. Oh, now, would you ever get into slurry separation? Tempted. Slurry Equip were on the hard sell to try and get a slurry separation system. The cost is large. It's a lot of money. The ones you see on TikTok of the lads are running at the minute are north of 100,000 if memory serves me right, and you need to be charging 120 to 150 euros an hour, and I just don't know whether farmers in the south will pay that extra money for the slurry to be separated and still have to pay for the slurry to be spread after, and then also have to deal with the dung. I just don't know. Now I could be wrong, I could easily be wrong, but it's just when looking at it that way, I just don't think farmers in the south will pay extra money to turn slurry, and that's kind of what put us off it. If I thought they would pay, I probably would have looked into it more. Are you far from the N5 road job in Roscommon? I'm a good bit away from that. We would have come through Athlone this morning on our way out, so cross Athlone, turn off at Monksland, and then on out the old Tume Road to Brideswell. Have you thought of changing the 6290 for slurry? No, there's no reason to. The tractor does exactly what we need it to. It starts every day, it does what it needs to do, you know, everything is 100% with it. Why change something, like logistically or realistically, if I was to trade this into someone, this tractor's worth very, very small money because of the hours it's on it. So it's not costing us anything. So it's happy out. Are you going to play your own farm on Farm and Sim when it comes out? Of course I will. Or am I don't know actually. I'll give it a go anyway, see what it's like. See how it compares to the real deal. But I don't know how much I'll play on it. Alright, where are we? So yeah, that's the crack. Should have been up about an hour ago, but that's the joys of the job. So it is, that is the joys of the job. So this gives me something to do. If the 6290 had to go, would you... Man, it's hard to read comments. 69 would go... If had to go, would you set up something with tracks for Slurry or another tractor? It would definitely be another tractor over tracks. The issue, to my knowledge, with running a track machine is the way you spread the field totally changes. Because with a track machine, as I stand now, I'm driving over the pipe as I go up and down the field because I'm not going to do the pipe any harm. But with a track machine, and I even think if it's a, well, maybe not rubber now, rubber could be different, but definitely steel tracks, crossing the pipe will cause it, you could pinch the pipe and bust the pipe. Now I'm not sure about rubber tracks. If rubber tracks, if you could cross the pipe with rubber tracks, then yeah, I'd probably look into it, because currently we load this machine up to go up and down the road anyway, so there'll be no real advantage. But the way I spread, I need to be able to cross the pipe. That's just how we do it. Any word on the 3095? 3095, absolutely nothing. Father Phil has some of the gearbox put back together. He's hopefully going to get the rest of it in this evening, and we're going to go from there. We're going to get her back together off the rail for splitting it, because we have to do the bell housing seal in the 6290, and it's going to sit there then till the beginning of May when Lee is going to spray it. Yeah, going grand. Pressure holding pretty steady at that, so just take a bit of time. No, 15 still. 15, that's okay. Alright. So, how many calves will you buy in this year? We don't know. It depends on the price of calves. Like we don't know. I know from a lot of comments on the last video was saying, well, in March, April time, that's when they're going to be cheapest, because that's when the most calves will be on the ground. The only problem that I've always found with the later born calves is you're getting into warmer weather. You have a higher disease burden in sheds because it's warmer, so bacteria and everything multiply quicker, and we find we have more issues. So you kind of want to go on the earlier side of it than the later. I think comment there. Any notion of changing the fusion? Well, I actually, to tell the truth, I had it changed last week, but what I was looking at was sold when I rang. So yeah, the plan is to change it, but getting what we're after is proving to be a bit more difficult than what I was hoping for. But anyways, we will wait and see. Hopefully we'll have something sorted by the summer. We still have a couple of months to go yet. Have you moved many of the bulls yet? No, we've moved very little. Father Phil is waiting on prices to go up. I want to just get cattle shifted. There's cattle going either tonight or tomorrow morning. Price has gone up another 10 cents on last week, which is massive, mad. But yeah, we haven't a lot shifted yet, because it's like a game of chicken at the minute. I just want to get them gone, but Father Phil wants to keep that price going up. Where do you live? We live in County Longford, just outside the village of Killasheen. We're currently in County Roscommon, spreading on top of a hill outside of Bridesville. So that is the crack. We'll be at this, however, this field is probably going to take me, at the rate of flow we have, maybe an hour and a half. It'll see us into darkness, and we'll probably not go again. Yeah, I will probably quit at that, because I generally don't like moving in the dark. How's the house coming along? House is coming along great. Cousin is back. We're currently cutting down the Lelandis at the minute to have it done before the hedge cutting season finishes. So that's what he's currently working at, and it's a massive change in the yard. The yard just doesn't look the same when you're driving in it. So it doesn't. It looks so different. So we'll have a video on that at some stage. There's a lot of timber has come out of it, and yeah, it's a big change for this. Is there much difference with the new reeler? The new reeler is massive. I think I can turn this round, can I? Let's see, can I? Oh, I can turn it around. But hey! So yeah, the new reeler is massive because I can do a live demonstration here. It's not wanting to turn for me. Not just terribly working that well at the minute, but yeah, you can change it. It makes a huge difference when you're pulled up rolling. That's where the crack is with it. So it's literally just for you pull the handbrake, you want to roll your pipe, and you just pull your lever and push. My problem there was I wasn't giving her enough throttle, so she hadn't enough oil flow to turn the reeler and then also move the rams at the same time. Any more small stock videos coming out? Yeah, small stock, so as in the pigs and that. No. Okay. None in the works at the minute. Because there's not much going on. We're waiting on Betty to farrow, and that's really it. We'll peg out the goats there at some point. And Liv is another week until to start weaning off the first triplets, bringing them back to twice a day, and then hopefully on once a day for a good while, and get them off length. Just save a bit of work. It's a good bit of work on it. So, how's farmer Liv? Liv is on the other end of the pipe. Well, not on the other, she's in the middle. So Liv is on the 99 with the second pump, because we're pumping up on top of the hill, and Father Phil then is in the yard pumping, so we're running 2 pumps at the minute. And yeah, Liv is here pumping as well. Now, her job is literally, Father Phil says knocking it off, she turns off the PTO, turning it on, she turns on the PTO, and she just matches the throttle to Father Phil with about 30 to 50 RPM less. So she isn't pulling the slurry up the pipe, she's more or less getting the slurry and then forcing it up the pipe to me. That's the theory behind it. So yeah, that's the crack. How many acres have you spread this year, if you know? I haven't a clue how many we've spread this year so far. Gallon wise, what's my meter say? 35,000. Yeah, I'm reading it right. Yeah, 35,000 cubic meters is what's gone through the flow meter. Now that's in the last 3 years. Geez, I can't remember what it was on when we started. I did take a picture of it. But anyways, we'd have I'd say at least 2 million gallons out there now, I'd imagine. Are you doing up to 27-25 this winter? Unfortunately not, because the 3095 is in the way. And I need to have that space beside the 3095 free to bring in the other tractors and try and get them done. Because everything needs a little bit of something done with it, and that's kind of the plan for the next while. Thank you, Colin Lennon. Would you invite Tom Pemberton over for a day on the umbilical since he's looking into it? Of course I would, or I'd go over to him if we were free. I'd have absolutely no issues at all if he was looking for a bit of advice or that. But the way we spread tends to be different than the way a lot of lads spread. A lot of lads seem to roll the pipe up the other way around. I roll the pipe that way. Other people roll the pipe. No, I roll the pipe up that way, where the pipe comes under and up, where there's lads roll it going the other way, where the pipe comes over and down. So that could confuse them, because everyone has their own way of doing it. We just have 25 years of being at it, or 24, 25. How are you finding it with Lee being not full-time anymore? Yeah, definitely harder. Definitely noticed that there's beck all done this winter. Like last year we had the 1200, we had our work through, we had a lot of work done with it. This time last year we were spraying, whereas this year Lee's not with us full time, he's part time, he's with us 3 days a week. the 3095 still isn't done, and we've only had a couple of small bits done with other tractors, mostly the 6480, because it's just a gift that keeps on giving. So it is the gift that keeps on giving. But yeah, definitely no, we don't have them full time, and could probably we'll have a man starting full time again the 1st of March for getting the crops in, and then through the summer and that, so we won't be stuck. But what about your own tractors? The 3690, it is going to be heading up the north to Lee to get the engine stripped out of it, to go for a full rebuild, where Lee works on the weekends. He works in an engineering spot, and the plan is to get the engine sent up and get it done, new crankshaft and whatever else it needs, because I'm doing it once, I want to have it done right, and there's a set of front links going on it then when that's done.
Yeah, I'm back at the tractor there now, about 2.5 foot left of it.
Oh geez, that tank is empty now quick. Are we to try and cover ground or just get it out?
If you're up to 2.5 down the boat far as you can.
Right, well there's probably about an hour's more spreading in this one.
Right, I'll bring it down to a full and a half. You get another hour after that, we're done.
Oh, I have lots of ground up here to put it on, so.
How you have a piping?
Oh, I have one black pipe down, so I should still have 300 metres of black piping on the front.
Oh, you've ordered it, you've got so. You've ordered it up. Yeah, well, sure, just find out where's your easiest come to cover with piping. Don't be going out only one blow if you can help it.
Right, well, hopefully I'll be able to see what I'm doing. I'll get this pipe pulled straight out into the next one. There's nothing really there to stop me.
Right, go over that, because like, once it gets dark, if we don't finish this one to finish it in the morning, that means they'll have to come with it, so we're coming down. But we're going to be nothing happening in the morning around 8 o'clock, so.
Right. Right.
You're going to look for rain going on Thursday.
So, what is the crack? Hi man, hope all is well. Love watching all the videos on YouTube. Can you please give me a shout out? Chris Crockford from Lifton in Devon. How are things? Would you look at getting an engine pump to save diesel and hours on tractor? If you're talking about what I call a one-man pump that I could control the pump, and that I did look into it. That's what I was looking at buying instead of the stone picker, but Father Phil didn't want to be replaced, and that was quite literally the gist of that one. So, but yeah, at some point I probably will, because it makes sense. It's just a man less, it will cost less to do the Slurry then. So, would you ever trade in the 6480? Yes, that 6480 will be got rid of in a timely manner, but as everyone keeps saying, we'll have everything fixed on it that it won't give the next man any trouble. So is a 7840 better? I presume you mean a Ford or a message retracted. So that is the crack. Spreading sorry. So yeah, if you have any comments or anything, do you have to get many permits to sell your own beef and pork? No, not really. It depends on how much you want to do. If you're looking at doing the slaughtering, butchering, packaging and selling, yeah, you have a lot of hoops to jump through. If you're looking at butchering and packaging and selling, that's hoops. If you're looking at packaging and selling, which is what we do, we have a license for packaging and selling. If you're only dealing with meat, you go through the veterinary officers, which is through the Department of Ag. If you're dealing with more than just meat, so we'll be dealing with honey and other products as well, you go through the local HSA, yes, it has to be the HSA, Health and Safety Authority, and well, it's pretty straightforward. We were lucky that the veterinary officer that we had to come out to kind of get us up and running was very, very helpful. He went through everything with us, what we needed to do, put us on the right path and got us up and running. Only for him, you know, he made it very easy. So if you got someone who wasn't as handy as him, you could have a bigger task on your hands, but he made it very, very easy. Did you do anything with the 99? We have done the blower unit in the cab, mirrors, the track rod ends are there to do it, the new mudguard bracket is there. There's a couple more things to be done, and most of the bits are there, just needs to be got into the shed. The hardest part at the minute is because it's away from home, we can't get to it, so that's the only thing, but we should get to it when the Slurry kind of quietens down a bit. With a one-man pump, how does it work with it pumping air to clear the pipes fill? Depending on the one-man pump you buy, from what I've seen, it depends on the manufacturer. Some have, you pull your road compressor behind your one-man pump and it's wired into your compressor, so when you initiate the command on your screen to say blow out, it starts up your road pump, your road compressor, and then once you have your non-return and gate valves and everything open, she just shoots the air out and up. Whereas if you buy one that has a compressor built into it, I think Tramspeed do it, but it's bigger money. All it is you just press start and it does its own thing, blows out your pipes. That's how they work. But yeah, they can do it, but it's down to the manufacturer. Can you shout out Big Mac in Monasterraden, please? How are things? How's the silage? We've plenty of it. What's your favourite part about farming? After driving tractors and doing this job, it would probably be the goats and the pigs and calves. The small stock is quite nice. It's just more laid back, so it is. There's no big panic or rush with them, so it's quite nice to have them and deal with them. So it's quite nice. So seeing what's happening behind me. Who are you getting the loom from on your Massey? Could do with one. Jeez, I can't keep up with it. A new one on the 11090. Who are you getting the loom from for your own Massey? So the 3690 I'll be sending up to Lee, and Lee will be working his magic on it. Whether he replaces some of the loom or that, it's whatever he thinks. I'm just letting him do it, and it's going to his place, so he has his time to do it in his own time. So what do you make of lads putting track machines on pipe systems? Look, it's a good job. The only issues that I know of with a track system on pipes is where you turn on the headland, it can score the ground more than a tractor just turning, and the way you have to spread the ground, the way you have to work the pipe, especially with steel tracks, industrial and rubber tracks, you can't cross the pipe, so you have to spread the ground differently to be able to work the pipe. It's a different way of doing it, whereas I'd never have to worry. I just drive across the pipe and just pull it out straight behind me as I go along. So happy out. Looking at the timer that I've been on and looking how much field is left to be doing, I'm reckoning it's going to take me a good bit longer than I thought to do this field. Hello from Iceland. How are things over there? Snow on the ground, or is things starting to thaw out? Because I have no idea what Iceland is like. Do you have a leyland? No, we do not have any leylands. No. We had Landinis. Father Phil had a Landini, but I don't think we've ever had any leylands. But a nut field isn't far removed from a leyland. What do you think of the price of beef? Shows how much money the factories are making over the years, as beef price hasn't changed much in retail shops. So yeah, the price of beef is brilliant, it's going up, but one of the things that you kind of have to remember with the price of beef, when you sell and kill your animal today, so the cattle that we'll probably kill in the morning, by the time that beef hits the shop shelves is usually timed for between 2 to 3 weeks, so that they can claim 21 days hung. So that beef that was sold at say €6 a kilo, by the time that's on the shop shelf is going to be the end of February. So by the end of February, the price of that beef on the shelf will probably have climbed a bit. But of course the factories would have had to have shortened or tightened their margins, because maintaining the high levels of margins would push up the price of beef to the point where people might stop buying it, which then causes its own issues. A bit like lamb at the minute. Lamb is great money, but I don't know who's buying the lamb, because a lot of people have stopped buying lamb because of the price of it in the shop is mad. Would you prefer to go at Slurry with a tanker? No, I prefer to be doing this because this is laid back. I don't have to steer. The tractor steers itself, bar from on the headlands. It's just easier. You get more done in the same amount of time. So I'd always pick pipe. It's just handier so it is. So, would you ever change the Jag? At some point we will have to have that discussion, but not for any time in the near future because she's running too well. Like if it was given bother or there was Tosh was getting very wore out or that, yeah, you'd think of changing it. But she's going too well. When a thing is going well, you don't need to change it. She's high horsepower, so she's well able to take what we need to do. Like there's not much advantage to changing it, except for maybe buying a tonnage machine, but you'll be getting into very big money then. Will you put a new crankshaft in the 3690 or get the old one machined? My plan is a new crankshaft, but Lee is going to strip her down and then drop the engine into his man and see what his man thinks. And it'll more or less depend on can it be machined and fixed and what kind of wear is on the crankshaft inside the engine to whether we machine it or replace it. It's £1,500 for a new one and they can get one. So I'd be more inclined to say stick a new one in it, but if they reckon it'll be alright just to machine it, then we'll work on that. So, when will there be an N39 3095? I could not tell you, maybe in a week's time. Are you going to try and make hay this year? Yeah, we'll give it a shot anyways. The problem I always have with hay is if you're going for silage, you know you can get 3 cuts of silage, maybe 4 cuts of silage, easy. You go for hay, you got to grow it out longer, you reduce your chance of getting 3 cuts, and you may end up having to make silage out of it anyways. So I kind of have a love-hate relationship with hay. I need hay for the small stock, but I don't like making hay because I think I can get more out of it in silage in 3 cuts. So you just weigh the pros and cons against it. Do you like baling hay? Baling hay is fine if you have a tractor with aircon and good windows. Baling hay without aircon and good windows is not very nice. Would you stay with McHale if you're changing the baler? No, we're not. The current thinking is to go with Kuhn because with a Kuhn you have the film on film system, which is cheaper and uses ordinary rolls of wrap, and that to me seems to be the biggest selling point. So I'm leaning that way more so than to a Fusion. Also, the second hand price of the balers is less, so it makes it easier to buy in. Do you have bird flu in Ireland? I think there's been a couple of cases in the north, but I haven't heard. Usually the last couple of years when there has been cases of bird flu on the radio, or you get the department text to say it's a bird shot in, keep your bird shot in, but I don't remember seeing that. So I'm not sure how prevalent it is in Ireland at the minute, but I'm pretty sure there was cases in the north, but I can't say much more than that. When you going to knock the house down and start again? We're not knocking the house down, that's just not happening. We're stripping it right down and then we're going from there. You just can't. It's too much history, too much character. New house would just never be the same. Like, how's the 99 doing? The 99, I can just about see it's going grand. What's my favourite tractor? My favourite tractor to do a day's work in is the 99 of what we have, but my all-time favourite tractor is the 3690. That was my dream tractor. So that is the one I always wanted. So, is there blue tongue in Longford? No, I don't think there's any blue tongue in Ireland altogether, for that matter. So, there's the crack. When you going to get rid of the loader tractor? At the earliest convenient opportunity where there is a suitable replacement for it at the right money. Can't get any more scripted than that, I suppose. So I can. How much hassle is not being able to burn the brash from fallen trees? It's a bit of a nuisance, alright. Like traditionally, you just take it all up in the pile like a match and you leave it. It's gone. You forget about it. Your hedge is tidier. You can go and put in your pot. Grand. But now, if you can't get it mulched or chipped, you have to bait it all back into the hedge and bait it and bait it. And some people say that causes issues down the line. It's a tough one to know. It's just more. Is it more work? Is it less work? Yeah, I don't know. It's you would just like to burn them, but to be fair, they should probably have some way of collecting green waste or dropping green waste to somewhere that it could be made more use of in creating energy, whether it be burned or decomposted or whatever, rather than either burning it in a field or chucking it in the back of the hedge. Where couldn't the loader tractor catch fire? Lol. Unfortunately, in the position I'm in, I think it would be very suspicious if that tractor ever caught fire. So no, it should not be catching fire. Would you invest in a mulcher for the ditches on the Daewoo? We talked about it. It boils down to we don't really have the time to make use of it if we have it. So the cousin has a digger and a mulcher, so we just get him to do it. It's just that thing of time. We can only do so much. So rather than spending money on a machine that we don't really have time to be making use of anyways, we'll put that money into something else that can save us time somewhere else. Will you move on to veneery loader? Yes, at some point we will move on to veneery loader. When? Probably not any time lately, because we upgraded the JCB, so there's kind of ties up that end of the job in that regard. So there'll be there's no panic on us to move it. Will you run the 2 combines this autumn? I would highly doubt it. So I would highly doubt it. I would like to, but I'd more or less like to get rid of the other combine rather than be running 2, just out of the way. So where are we? Would you look at getting wood chipper to have your own chips for bedding? It's just more money, more time. Like I can buy a load of wood chip. Last year was, I think it was €1,800 for a load of wood chip. So, and we only needed 1 load. And if a chipper, I don't know how much a chipper costs. So the cost of a chipper, like if a chipper's 18,000, say, that's going to take 10 years to make that back. Plus, you have your time on top of that, not including maintenance. So just buying the chip it's handier. That's what it is. It's just handier. Thought you'd have gone for an articulated loader when the one you got, especially after the demos. Yeah. It was the debate about the head heights going into sheds, and then if you bought an Arctic, do you get rid of the veneery and buy a bigger one? Buy a bigger one, you're into more money, and we find you never have enough loaders, and Teleporter just seemed to just tick the boxes and the right one come up and we just went for it. Any demos coming this year? Is there any demos coming this year? I can't think of anything at the minute. Nothing off the top of my head that's jumping out that says there's demos coming. But we'll wait and see. Things come, things don't come. Doesn't really matter. Whatever, like. I'm not too bothered either way. Can Liv bake lemon drizzle cake? She can actually, and she's not quite too bad at that baking. She can make a good lemon drizzle cake, and she does like a lemon drizzle cake. When are you hoping to have the beans in for? If you set them in mid-March, when would they be ready to be cut? We set ours the 26th of March last year, and we cut them in October, beginning of October, end of September. Our plan would be to have them in mid-March, and depending on the year, depending on the heat and whatnot, you're talking mid-September to beginning of October. depending on when they go in and what the thing is like. You're lucky you still have daylight there. Yeah, still just about hanging on here now. Was it 5:30? It's hanging on. I turn on the light, so it's as good as having daylight anyways. Would you demo a merger ever? Yeah, look, I demo any piece of machinery because I enjoy trying different pieces of machinery. Would I buy a merger over a rake? I wouldn't think so. Like the cost of a merger, I don't see where the benefit is in the cost of a merger compared to a rake. So yeah, that would just be the biggest off-putting factor. Can she bake brownies too? Yes, she can. I was actually hoping that she'd walk up to me and maybe sit in the tractor with me while we're doing it, because all she's doing is sitting in the 99, where am I, 1500 meters, 800 meters, yeah, 800 meters of piping back from me. Is that right? That's right, yeah, that is right. 800 meters of piping down below me reading a book. So maybe she's watching this, maybe she isn't. Probably. Hello from Ayrshire, starting to lose daylight here. Watching from Kilkenny, love the videos, thank you. What else have we? Oh man, voice is starting to go now. So yeah, that's the crack anyways. So I can turn on a few lights. This one, and turn on this one, and that one. They're the lights that I'd usually spread with. What would your favourite tractor brand that isn't Massey? That'd be a good one. I'd be torn if it was to be if it was to buy a tractor that wasn't a Massey. I'd be torn between a JCB Fast Track and a Kabuhu M7173, and I'd probably err on the side of the Kabuha because it impressed me more than the Fast Track. So I would. Is Liv and Father Phil will be snoring today? Yeah, well, Father Phil probably. Liv is probably reading a book. Maybe she's falling asleep, I don't know. So, any advice on going back home after college to farm? Go do a bit of travelling first. It's the one thing I kind of missed out on. You're better off maybe spend a year or two, go see Australia, New Zealand, maybe go to America, do some work out there, or the UK. Go do a bit of working and travelling, and then go home. You get to see and do a lot more that I didn't get to do. But anyways, what time you going to finish? We will finish whenever it is pitch black and I need to move piping. Whether it be gathering or dropping piping, that's when we stop, because I will not move piping in the dark, because it is a recipe for disaster. So it is. Because I just cannot see whether that pipe is going to come across that stone wall and start knocking stones out of it, or whether I'm pulling it back down the line off Liv. You can't see. If you can't see, you just don't do. So that always determines quitting time. So we started at 7:30 this morning, so we've a good few hours done now. So when you rebuilding the slurry tanker or sorry, slurry tractor, at some point, it's not going to be any time soon anyways. There's more pressing tractors to get sorted before this one ever sees a lick of paint. Though I do need to change the mud guards. So that mud guard that side has totally biodegraded on me. So it has. Do you sow spring malt and barley? No, we don't sow any malt and barley, but we will be sowing spring barley, spring wheat, spring oats, spring beans, peas, pumpkins, sunflowers, maize, beet. I think that's all the crops we'll be sowing. How's the shop? Shop is grand. There's if anyone watching is interested in getting yourself some of Liv's lovely Tamworth pork, please head over to Stewart Family Farm, Longford, and get yourself some, because we have any amount of pork at the minute, because we killed the last 4 pigs there 3 weeks ago, and we're starting 2 weeks ago, and we're getting them back now, and the freezers are full of pork. So please go get yourself some pork. I actually think we'll have a side of beef coming back this week too. No, sorry, 23rd. The week of the 23rd. So next week we're getting fresh beef back. So if anyone's interested in beef at that time. Do you do your own stunts? Yes, I do all my own stunts. I am a one-man bandwagon when it comes to that, unless Father Phil, Lee, Liv, or anyone else is involved. Yes, we do our own stunts. There is no stunt doubles here, unfortunately. Will you be building a pump into the new slurry tank? No, we won't be. We could do, but we won't. Provided we can carry the pump on the back of the tractor while the nurse tank is on it, there's no need for us to put a pump on it, because we can take off the pump to do a double pumping job like this easier. So that's the theory anyways. So that is the crack. How is everyone doing? What's the weather like in your areas? Had a lovely dry day here today. How long do you hang your beef for? So our beef is hung for 2 to 3 weeks, just depending on when Liv wants it back. So 2 to 3 weeks. Can you give Sam Phil, can you give Sam Shut Farming on YouTube a shout out? Yeah. How many hours does the tractor have on her? This tractor has somewhere between 29,000 and 30,000 hours on the clock. And I'll show you what's on the clock. Why not? If I can take it, no, I can't take off the thing. So the tractor reads 00002. So yeah. And that's what we're looking at in front of us. And that's what we're looking at this side. One pipe blocked. And that is the screen there. So yeah. Ooh. So yeah, that's the tractor. So yeah, I think someone says the tractor won't pass NCT. Yeah, no, you won't pass the NCT with this tractor. Definitely not. I know. Be some job now if you painted her up and had her looking real good and then tried selling it as a tractor with only 2 hours on the clock. That would be some ballsy move now. So it would. But yeah. And just for anyone who didn't catch that story, when we bought this tractor originally, the person who owned it before us tried to clock the tractor before they traded it in, and that's why it reads 00002. What's the top speed of this tractor? According to my speed chart here, 25 mph. Is she on the third time round? Actually don't, was there? She goes thousands. No, she's on 30,000. She will read 30,000. She wouldn't go around till she hits 100,000, which she's not. She's a bit off 100,000 yet now. So it is. I saw an 18-metre dribble bar with wheels on booms, so it takes a bit of weight off the tractor. Yeah, I haven't seen one with wheels on it now, but I know that there's some new models coming out there with wide widths that have way less weight. Seem to be a good job, so they do. It was 17 below zero in Minnesota today. That is a Baltic. It is currently 4 degrees here, and it feels absolutely freezing. My heater unit seems to have, oh no, there's heat coming over now. No, stop. My heater unit seems to have packed in. I don't know why. I thought it was just low on coolant, and I filled the coolant, and it's still not giving me any heat. So it's been a bit on the chilly side here today, but we're only talking 4 degrees Celsius. So what about the other 6290? The other 6290 on the diet feeder currently has, what's on that? Is it 12 or 13,000 hours? But the engine only has probably now about 2,000 hours on it, maybe 2,500 hours on it, because of what happened with it. There was a new engine went into it at 11,000 hours, because water got into the diesel and blew the injectors, melted the pot, and made a right mess of it. So yeah, joys of it. Joys of machinery. Did you reset the tractor clock? No, we didn't. We bought it like that. When will you fix the 3690? The 3690 is waiting on a backload of a lorry to go up the north to Lee to get sorted. And hopefully we'll have it back sometime midsummer-ish. That's kind of, maybe sooner, maybe later, but that's kind of what I'm talking about. So That is the crack. Thank you for whoever went off and bought a pig box there, because I just see the email gone in there. Liv would be delighted with herself because we don't know what to do with all these sausages. We were 2 hours packaging sausages Friday night. It was 11 o'clock or that before we got all the sausages packaged. I tell you, there's so many sausages off a pig. It's mad. So it is. Thank you, Bob O'Brien. Will the 590 ever be in the workshop? At some point it will enter the workshop, but not anytime soon, because there's too many other things in front of it. Mainly the main fleet of the 3095. They would be kind of in the way. Though I am half thinking of doing a video on pulling out the 165 out of the cubicle shed where the roof is falling in on it now, and making a video of getting her started, getting her running. I think it'd be quite cool, something to have in my mind, but it's just the time. The time is the issue, whether I'll have time to do it or not. But that'll be a thing later on in the year anyways. Is it plough-based system you do have, or some min-till? Mostly plough. We do a bit of min-till, but we'd always find if you try to do min-till for a second year in a row, the crop really suffers, because we're on very heavy clay, so it suffers quite a lot from compaction and a lack of drainage and waterlogged. So ploughing, yeah, a lot is ploughed now. A lot would be ploughed. What counties do you work in? So we are currently in Roscommon. We work in Longford, Westmeath, Roscommon, Longford, Westmeath. That's pretty much it. We don't go to Cavan. I've gone to Galway to pick stones. I've got Offaly, we spread Slurry in Offaly, and I went to Offaly to pick stones. That'd be kind of it, but mostly Longford, Roscommon, Westmeath. That'd be where most of the work would go on. So it is. So it is surely. Slurry, we know we're getting closer to the bottom of the tank. The slurry is just getting ever so more thicker, so it is. So, can we see more digger content? There will be more digger content coming up. In taking down the Lelandis, the cousin used his owl cat digger. We actually have a video of back in like 94 or 5 when he bought that digger. Might have been new at the time, but it was new to him, and there was my father filmed him doing a bit of digging on their farm with his camcorder at the time. But yeah, there'll be some more action of that, taking down the trees and squaring up the back of the Landis. Now it's going to give us a bit more space into the shop and the car park. So are you looking at a new agitator? Yeah, that is a demo. We're supposed to be getting a new rock agitator on demo. Half thinking of changing an agitator for a new agitator, but it's a balancing. It's what's most important to change, what you don't, because there's not an infinite amount of money to just change everything here, there and yonder. You have to balance. Well, do we change the 6480? If we change the 6480, well, can we afford to change an agitator or change a baler? Or if we change a baler, can we afford to do this or do that? So you're trying to weigh up all the different options of everything that's coming and going. Love the videos, they're awesome, brings back memories. Growing up on the farm, my folks sold up and started farming up Orkney's early 2000s. Why do you not use the Daewoo digger? Because the Daewoo digger, as my father would say, has a puncture. He was fencing on the new farm and went to turn around and the track on this side come off. The reason the track has come off is because the chain and the sprocket has wore, and he's supposed to have a new chain and sprocket bought for it, but time to get it fixed is not there. The pallet of time has not arrived for that job just yet. You're seeing the pressure really starting to take a hit now. So I am. So yeah. Would you ever go out and hire with a digger? No. We've too many irons in the fire to start into that. So we are. Is there a video today? This is today's video. Just trying to do things differently, because all we're at is Slurry. I thought rather than making another slurry video which you've seen 100 times, maybe I try and do a live stream from the tractor, ask questions, chat shy, you know yourself. Because all I really do when I'm at this anyways is either listen to the podcast or watch YouTube, and that kind of, you run out of content after a while, so it gets a bit boring. Massive dribble bar, how long does the blades last? The blades will last quite some time, because when you take apart the macerator, there's a spring on the inside in the centerpiece with your two blades then sitting on it, and what happens is the spring pushes them out so far, and then the spring isn't keeping them tensioned again, the cutting plate, wear plate. So what you do is you just keep putting washers in, and you can really just keep wearing them down. The problem comes from the wear plate, your two wear plates with your holes in it. It's the problem we have at the minute with ours, is you start off with a lovely square hole so that any stones, anything like that, they just kind of bounce off it. Any fibres chops up again it, but now all our holes are gone rounded, so a stone kind of rolls into it, so we're getting more blockages and more having to change the macerator with fibre, because it'll brush the fibres are under the knife rather than you having a nice edge to cut of it. So that'd be more where you'd have issues. We changed it 4 years ago and probably should have changed it last year, but we're kind of holding out to change the dribble bar. So anyways, the lives are good as it give everyone a chance to chat with you. Yeah, look, I hope you enjoy it. I never know whether I'm right or wrong or coming or going when it comes to making this video or that video. Or look, I said I'd try something different. I was hoping that I was going to get to use the DJI Osmo, and that I'd have it started in the other field, take it out of the cab with me, changing the pipes, getting her dragged into here and starting into this field, but I could not get this to fucking live stream. Not one bit of it would get it to live stream. So maybe I'll figure it out another day. Maybe if you enjoy this talking crap while I'm working, maybe we could do it a different day when we're at something different. Maybe silage, maybe harrowing, ploughing, whatever. Like, look, I'm easy going. I'm just trying to do something different. Thank you to whoever bought another pig box there. You are a legend. Liv will be delighted with herself. Yeah, I get the 165 going. Yeah, I'm quite convinced about it now, because it's not in, it doesn't look to be in too bad an old Nick, and I think it'll make a pretty good video. But I'm torn between, do I go at the 165 that's in that shed, tidy up what's in front of it, get her pulled out, get her running, or, which is basically the same level of work bar I don't have to pull out of a shed, get the Massey 50 off the field, get it in, get a new battery, new wire looms, new starter, new ignition, new alternator, and get her turning on the key. If I do that with the Massey 50, I still have the issues with my rams leaking and I'm not holding oil and being a bit of a pain that way. Whereas if I get my 165 going, I have a tractor that's maybe a bit more useful. So I don't know which to do. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this now or later. Let me know in the comments. Do I, if I have the time, go at the Massey 50 and get hit starting on the key, or do I get the 165 out of the shed and get hit starting on the key? And I want to try and do it myself to improve my own mechanical skills. That is my plan, not rely on Father Phil or Lee to help me out with it. So I see 165 seems to be coming up there quite high. Yeah, no. Hey, I'll look back at the comments after a week or so and I'll see what the crack says, if anyone actually makes it this far into a live stream video after the video ends. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. More Father Phil content, please. Look at, there's as much to make content with Father Phil requires me to be with him, to film him. He'd film a bit by himself, but he wouldn't film a lot by himself, if that makes any sense. And most of the time when we're working, it's like this: he's there, I'm here, we're not beside each other. It's only when we're in the workshop that he's sometimes there, sometimes he's not. Last night me and Lee were working in the workshop, he was inside with a mate up called in for a chat. So it is what it is. More Liv farming. Yeah, I'd like to see more Liv farming too. Not that I'm saying she doesn't farm, but just I'll put it like this. Liv will make a video for me farming when she knows I'm stuck for a video. Then she'll make a video, and she'll play along with me when I'm making videos, but she can get quite frustrated with me if I'm not keeping it moving. If I stop to try and film a bit, she's not over impressed by that now. She likes to keep moving. So we're just after hitting the hour mark. I suppose I'll just keep going till I finish this field. I only have three runs till I'm in the stone wall. So I'll just show you. So why not? Clip around the camera. So yeah, about 3 runs to the stone wall there is what I reckon. If you're wondering why is there no mirrors on the tractor, because they're absolutely useless. They fell off because we put in a low loader. Every now and again I hit a branch and she knocked them out. But all you can see is them pipes there. You can't see past them. So it makes them absolutely pointless. So that's why I didn't bother putting them back on, for those of you that are wondering. That one fell off last. And also, tree damage. I lost my mirrors that side too, or my things that side too. So yeah, tries the job. It's not going to stick on. That's going to stick on. Oh. Would you not sell 2 old tractors and buy a good 5S? Well, the problem is 2 old tractors will not buy a 5S. A 5S, because I actually decided to myself 2 years ago, Johnston's had one in there for sale, brand new 5S 135, or was it one? No, it's a 145 with front links, no PTO, wide tires, and higher speed hydraulics. I was like, you know, I could trade in the 6480. You know, maybe I'd be able to do it. The tractor was 124,000. I would have to trade in the 99, the 7618, and another tractor to be a straight swap. I'd have to trade in all the 62s for a straight swap. And if you're talking vintage tractors, I probably don't have enough vintage tractors to trade in again one of them and have a straight swap. So that's just the value of machinery. Now a second-hand one would be more doable, because usually as soon as you drive a new machine out the gap, all of a sudden it loses 10, 20,000. Well, that is the logistics of something like that. Can you give the top speed, please? The top speed of this tractor is 25 miles an hour, according to the diagram here. Will there be any more throwback Thursdays? No, because I have used all the footage that my father had filmed, so there's just no more to be got. Whatever throwback Thursdays. Now, I did actually look back at one of the videos, seemed to be getting a good few views. Silage Woes from 1995, and at the time I put up them videos, I done a voiceover of what was happening in the video. But when I was watching it, I was getting quite annoyed with myself that I had voiced over it, because I just wanted to listen to my granddad, who was in the video, giving out to me, "Father, would you not find something better to film?" So it was quite funny. It's quite funny, and it's nice to be able to look back on it and to hear my grandfather's voice. He passed away 9 years ago. So it's definitely a strange feeling, but yeah. Any more sit downs? Like, apart from a live stream, I kind of run out of ground. I was hoping to do more sit downs with my uncle, but unfortunately my uncle just wasn't up to it after a certain point, and I didn't get to. And I've kind of crossed every subject I could think of with my father about the past, so it just kind of felt like, you know, that was it. Like everything in that regard always comes to an end. Now I had an idea, but I know I never have time for it, but to go visit people and have similar conversations with them, with just ordinary people, I think would be really good. But I just don't have time for that. I often thought maybe of inviting someone to sit in the tractor beside me here and just have a chat about stuff like we used to in the sit down videos, but I'd never be able to get the logistics of it, because things always change. and if I organise someone to be with me for a specific hour, I could just have it fall wrong that that's the hour I'm rejigging a pipe from one end of a farm to another. So, you know, I work with what I have. All the social media stuff works around what I actually do. I don't make what I actually do, as in the contract and the farmer, work around the social media. Everything social media works around the farmer, so it does, and the contract. You just have to make it up as you go along. That's all this is. I just make everything up as I go along. It's got me this far. Enough time for anything else. Is it still worth doing pit silage contracting with the cost of diesel? It's all down to what you can charge. And if you can control your overheads and have a good idea of what you're spending and what you're getting back, you can make money at the end once you're getting paid enough. Once you can cover your costs. How's life on the farm? Life is pretty good. Waiting for a pig to farrow. The kid goats are amazing. Yeah. When the date for one video per week? Well, you will find out that when that time is, because I don't know the exact date, but I know roughly when it'll be. But you'll find out that when the time comes round to it. So you will. My voice is really starting to go now. So I actually have one more full run, and then I'm on 2 short runs, and then I'm done. What do you think of Dites, Phil? The one I drove at the Ponder opening day, I was quite happy to see. It was quite a nice drive. I'd love to get the chance to do more driving in one, but the opportunity has never arisen. I don't go out looking for demos. If there's demos to be got, people come to me. I can't be bothered. So, how about 8700 tractor second hand? Now, an 8700 is in a Ford or a John Deere? I'm not too sure. Have you and Liv any plans for getting any different animals on the farm, or have you enough now? We will be getting sheep. That is a guaranteed at some point. Our plan is to get a few Hampshire Downs, because that's what my father used to have. Apart from that, maybe an old Shire horse for the shop and an Irish mall cow to go with 1056. That's kind of it. Chickens and geese after that. You know, nothing too wild or exciting. So, when are you respraying the 99? That was supposed to be done this winter, but it didn't happen. So I really don't know when it's going to be done now. Like, I just really don't know. Yeah, we are going in for them woolly things. We are going to go. Now, when I'm not talking about 20, 30, 40, 50 Hampshire Downs. I'm talking maybe 4 in a ram, 3 in a ram, 2 in a ram. I don't even know myself. It literally depends on, we farm shop, we get our paddock and then we see what way everything works, and then we decide, right, how many sheep do I think I can put in there and make it work. And obviously we'll get some ewes and we'll have a ram, because I like to see things being somewhat productive. Even though currently I can't get Liv to sell any goats, and we have 15 goats, but at some point she will have to sell goats because we'll run out of space. So that is the crack. So would you ever get any limousine cows? I am tour on that one, so I am quite tour on that one. Part of me would like to, because my uncle always had limousine cows. Grand, just doing the last full run here, then I have 2 short runs and I'm into the next field. Pressure has dropped off quite a bit though.
Yeah, no, it's fucking picking up coming out of the tank there now. Just gonna do another 20 minutes water.
Right, so what's the plan? You can't rev her up any more than that, because I'll have to throw down more piping to do the next bit.
No, we're kind of on our limit here now.
Right, what's left in the tank? Right.
Going to the field alongside where you are.
There's cattle on it.
Right, and then just go on over to the next one and after finish, yeah.
Okay. Right. So yeah, that's the crack on that one. I forgot what I was talking. Oh yeah, limousine cows. Yeah, I would. Part of me wants to, and other part of me is they're bigger, they're maybe a bit more difficult, and there's nothing overly special about them. They're sentimental, but not special. Whereas if I buy an Irish mall cow, it's more special as it's a rare breed, it's an Irish breed. It's a better story for the shop than a limousine cow. So that's kind of where we're at on that one. Is it a full-time pet farm you're opening in your adventure? Well, we cannot call it a pet farm. You call it a pet farm, the insurance goes, give me all your money, 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 money. It is a farm with animals on it. You'll be able to go out and look at the animals, but there will be a double fence between the public and the animals so that neither can get to each other. That's the idea, because if you say a pet farm, insurance says money, 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 money. So yeah, it won't be a pet farm, but the plan is to have animals there as just another attraction for people to come, bring their kids. Kids can see animals, probably have some food there that you'll be able to go feed the animals as well, so the animals will come up to you. Well, when I say come up to you, come up to the fence. But yeah, that's the theory anyways that we're working on. Would you ever get an 8S? Of course I would get an 8S. I would have no reservations about getting one, and at some point you will see one, but not any time soon. What's the plan for the shop? Will it be open 9 to 5 daily? We don't know. We're going to work our way into it. Our plan would be that for the summer months, school holidays, we'll be open 9 to 5 every day of the week, but we're not sure whether we'd have the footfall out of school holidays to justify being open all the time, and we won't be able to judge that till we're actually up and running, and I can say, right, we're open all day this week. See, do we get enough people? We'll be full all the time open. So we'll work our way into it, because if we are open all the time, that requires staff. If we have staff, we need a certain level of footfall to be able to pay for the staff and have money out. So yeah, it's all a wait and see game and see how everything works out. What do you think of FS25? Love it. Do you still have the Subaru? Yes, I still have a Subaru Impreza STI dream car, which is very lucky I managed to get one. It's not one of the old ones, it's a 2012 hatchback, so I would have preferred an older Hawkeye, but that one was at a low rate of tax because it's commercialised, so it makes sense. Otherwise I'd be paying €2,500 in tax to have the same car, just not commercialised, so, which is ridiculous. Would you welcome fellow content creators to pop in and say hi if they're in the area? Of course I would. I have no issues whatsoever. Anyone ever wants to come in and say hi, more than welcome. Just give me a heads up, because this time of the year I'm not usually around. That would be the only problem, is I'm not usually around this time of the year. Or for that matter, a lot of the year. You could say half the time I'm not at home. And yeah, sorry about that. Now I wasn't paying attention that the phone was nearly dead. But anyways, look, hope everyone enjoyed the live stream. If you have any questions, anything like that, leave them in the comments down below. And which do you want, 165 or Massey 50 to get fixed, if anyone is still watching? But anyways, hope you enjoyed today's live. If you'd like to see more of them, please let me know. And that's it for me. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. Good luck. Now, how do I turn this off? Yep.